Hi everyone, welcome to Level 1, Getting Started with MagicSchool. This video is for people who have never worked with MagicSchool or have worked a little bit but still need some guidance on where to go. What we're going to cover in today's video is we're going to look at the why, what, and how of MagicSchool. We're going to talk about best practices for AI in education. We're going to look at how to navigate MagicSchool tools, how to use some of the tools, how to modify your outputs, how to copy and export your outputs, and we're going to take a few minutes to meet Raina. So why MagicSchool AI? Because we all know that teaching is one of the hardest jobs in the world, and it has a very high burnout rate. The number one issue with teaching is time. There's never enough time to do everything. So MagicSchool can help save educators lots of time. It's gonna help by doing lesson plan, differentiating instruction, can even help you with communicating with your families and your students and your colleagues. It is going to empower you to create safe, responsible AI experiences to drive student growth and more. It's just really, really easy to use. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, before I forget, if you've got some time, definitely take some few minutes or some time and explore the MagicSchool Wall of Love. See how educators are using MagicSchool. And while you're looking at this, kind of helps you think about why you get excited about MagicSchool and what are you excited to try. So what is MagicSchool? It is a set of 80 plus easy to use AI powered tools that can help you, as we talked about earlier, lesson planning, differentiating, communicating, and so much more. How can it help AI teachers? As you can see, here's just a few of the tools that can be used. It can help you with creating instructional materials. Rubik Generator is a favorite of a lot of educators. It can help engage families and communities. Notice the class newsletter tool. Again, it can help you differentiate your lessons for your students so they can all be successful. We've got a sentence starter tool, and then it also can help you generate original content. Notice the academic content creator lets you just put a personalized touch on stuff. So before we actually get started into using the tools, let's take a few minutes to talk about the best practices for using AI. Number one thing to remember is AI is not perfect. So it does occasionally produce bias or incorrect information. You always want to double check anything that you have built with AI to make sure it is correct and what you want before you share it with the students. We like to suggest the 80-20 approach. Use AI for your initial work, but you want to make sure you put your final touch on there. You review it for the bias, you review it for accuracy, and you just make sure it is exactly what you want to use in your classroom. Your judgment matters. Please remember, AI is a tool. It is a starting point. It is not the final product. You do want to adhere to school guidelines. So make sure you go back to that 80-20 approach. Please know the limits of AI. MagicSchool's AI knowledge stops on its last training date at the time of this recording. The last training date was July 2024. So if you're looking for more recent topics, the tools may not be up to date. There is a way you can use the web search tool to get more recent information, and we'll look at that a little bit later when we dive into some of the tools. The last thing is you want to make sure you are protecting privacy. Please do not include any personal student details like names or addresses. MagicSchool does a great job of trying to remove any accidentally submitted information, but we can all help by not putting that information into our prompts. So first of all, let's talk about how to get started with MagicSchool AI. The district has bought MagicSchool AI for everyone to use, so it's very easy to find. It is on your BDS Launchpad. So when you go onto your Launchpad, look for the folder that's marked Instructional Software. You're looking for the purple circle with the M in it. That's our MagicSchool icon. I would highly recommend that when you get to the icon inside the folder, right-click on the icon and save it to your favorites, add to favorites. Anytime you click any of the icons on Launchpad and add it to your favorites, it's going to pin it to the bottom of your Launchpad. Makes it a lot easier to find it the next time you go in. So now that we have found MagicSchool AI, let's look about how to navigate the platform. So when you log in, you'll kind of see an overview of the platform. Notice your menu over to the left. It's going to kind of orient all your tools, your collections, your histories, your resources. So that's one of your main menus in the MagicSchool app. If you click on helpful resources up at the top, you'll see some links that have been provided. The Wall of Love is there. They have some professional development stuff there, student AI literacy, some resources. It's a really good place to go if you have questions about MagicSchool. Also note that you can choose a dark or a light mode, whichever you prefer. Some other MagicSchool tools. You can look at Raina's recommended tools. You can explore tool categories. You can look at the search bar up at the top. You can scroll through the list. There are a lot of tools there. Please do not get overwhelmed by the amount of tools. Start off with a few tools and then add to it as you feel more comfortable. You can add to your favorites by clicking on the star of the tools, and that will make you like a little favorite collection so you don't have to scroll through all the tools. So kind of think about what you want to start with and work on those first. They also have what they call the MagicSchool Tool Recommendation. If you're not quite sure where to go, you can click on this tool and it will give you you can put in what you're looking for and it will give you some suggestions of what tools might match what you were trying to do. They're also now, this is new, they have an advanced search. So if you know what tool you're looking for, you can type it in. You can also look through recently used tools. You can find trending tools, tools that your colleagues or other people might be using. Just get in there and play. That's the great thing about MagicSchool. All right. You can also, once you find the tools you really like, you can put them together in a collection so that whenever you're looking for them, you can find what you need. This allows you to kind of personalize your workspace. There's just kind of whatever you want to do. It's a new feature, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that right now. We'll get into that more when we start getting into more specifics. So at this point, if you would like to, you can kind of pause the video, take a few minutes, try it out for yourself. Just go through and look and see what the tools can do, what's available. It's a rabbit hole you can definitely go down. So pause the video for a few minutes and kind of look, but don't forget to come back. Some other stuff that they have is some accessibilities and some support chats. So if you need some help, you notice down here in the bottom corner, you've got like a little help chat and support center. You can also look at the accessibility adjustments of what might be available. Do note the little microphone in there will actually let you talk to Raina. So if you can't think of how you want to type it, just talk out loud and see what you can find. So let's learn how to use a MagicSchool tool. The fastest way to learn how to use MagicSchool tools is to look at the exemplar. So if you kind of open up, let's look at the lesson plan tool. If you look up in the top corner, in the top right-hand side, you'll see an exemplar button. You can click on this and look at an example of the inputs and outputs. As you can kind of see, review kind of what the outputs will look like, but more specifically, look into the inputs. I'm going to back up here a little bit. The input is very, very important when you are dealing with AI. For many of us, we are so used to searching on Google. We know with Google, keep it short, keep it general, we get lots of hits. The opposite is true for AI. You want to be very clear, very specific, very detailed. Tell the AI exactly what you are looking for, and it will give you a better output. So as you can kind of see, as you look through here, you can review the output. From the example one, you can see where it'll identify strengths and areas for growth. You can really just play around with this. So at this part, what we're going to do again is choose a tool. It doesn't have to be the lesson plan tool, but the lesson plan tool is a good place to start. Click on the exemplar button. See an example of what the inputs and outputs look like. Look at the identifying strengths and areas of growth. Choose a tool, what you want to try out. Generate your own output by filling in the fields for that tool. Remember about how to write an effective prompt. Be very, very specific of what you are looking for. So take a few minutes, pause the video, and play around with the tools. Again, just keep it to one or two so that you don't get too overwhelmed, and see what you can kind of come up with. When you're done, come back. From here, we're going to talk about modifying outputs. Once you make an output, if it's not what you want it to be, you can change it. So if you kind of go back and look, you notice that you can edit your output before you customize it. You can, if you need it in another language, you can translate your output. You can explore suggestions. If you look down here at the bottom, you'll see that the AI will give you some suggestions about where you can take it next. You can click down here and look at the questions. You can look at the length. Maybe the output's too long. You want it to be a little shorter. Maybe you just want a summary of it. Custom prompts is a little more in-depth, so we're not going to play a lot with that right now. But do note that that is there if you want to actually get into some custom prompts. Down here, you can add a message. We talked about Raina a little bit, and we'll get into Raina a little bit more, but do notice that you can ask Raina to modify your output in a different way. The web search tool that we were talking about earlier, you'll see that it's down here. You can kind of click on web search, and it will know to actually go out on the web and look for more recent information. So this is another thing to just kind of play around with as you were looking at your outputs. This is part of the 20%. The 80% was Raina building everything for you. The 20% is where you kind of go through it. You can copy or export your outputs. Copy, you just put your outputs on a clipboard and you can go back and paste them anywhere you want. One of my favorite things to do is to export it into the Google Docs. Since we're a Google school district, I like to put my outputs into Google Docs. When you go to put your output, it will give you just the output you looked for. You can ask it to give you the entire thread. It will give you a limited thread, or you can tell it to give you everything that you put in there so you can always go back and use those for references. So now again, it's your turn to try it yourself. Go around and play with the exports of your output. Look at the suggestions. That's one of my favorite places. I like to click on the suggestions and see what else Raina's going to tell me. Again, play with the questions. Change the length of your output. Maybe it gave you 4 or 5 paragraphs, but you only wanted it in one paragraph. Go back and tell it to only give it to you in one paragraph. This is part of those details that we were talking about. So go ahead and pause the video. Take 2 to 5 minutes to play around with the output, but don't forget to come back when you're done. All right, welcome back. So now we're going to talk about output history and saving and sharing our resources. So everything you make in MagicSchool AI is saved for you. If you'll notice in your menu bar, which we talked about a little bit ago, your outputs automatically save to your output history. So you can always go back and look for something that you have done. Notice that you can Save your resources with your own name convention so you can find them quickly. It'll kind of save it for you in your resource library. You can also share your output with any other Magic School user in our organization. So if you found something really, really cool and you want to share it with your colleague, you can do that. So again, here we go. It's your turn to try it for yourself. So look at your output history, kind of what you've played with. See if you got something really cool to share with somebody, even if it's just to say, hey, look at this. This is really cool. So go ahead and pause the video, take 2 or 5 minutes, kind of play around with it. And when you're done, come back because next we're going to meet Raina. Don't forget to come back. Welcome back. Now we're going to actually, you keep hearing me say Raina. Raina, who's Raina? Well, Raina is the chat box in the Magic School AI. I love talking with Raina. Sometimes when I don't even know where to start, I'll just go straight to Raina. Raina is your AI instructional coach. You can also think of Raina as your assistant. Raina is the educational chatbot that's powered by the Magic School AI. She is trained in educators' best practices. You can ask her for advice, ideas. I have yet to find Raina's limit. As I said before, sometimes I don't even know where to start. So in the chat box, I will put exactly what I'm looking for, extremely detailed, and ask Raina to give me some ideas of what I'm looking for. So take some other of Raina's features. Sorry, jumped ahead of myself. You can attach files, websites, images. You can you can adjust any models. Again, the web search is also here with Raina. You can looks like we can supercharge some math functionality to get some visual aids for math concepts. She could also suggest some worksheets, some assessments, some science graphics. Do note, when you are working in Raina, Raina does not save to your resource library. Raina actually will save in her own output history. Be careful with it. If you delete it, it's gone. So you want to make sure that if you not quite sure if you want to get rid of it, don't delete it. So let's take a couple minutes and let's play with Raina. Notice you can attach the files, you can adjust the models, you can look for Raina's suggestions. That's one of my favorite things to do after I put in my prompt, is I like to see what Raina suggests. Take a few minutes, just talk with Raina, see what she comes up with. It's just a starting point. Remember, it's just a starting point. So take some time, kind of see what Raina and you can come up with. But when you're done, come back because we're going to talk about some professional development that you have access to. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Professional development resources. Magic School is great about giving you access to some professional development resources. They do have some built-in certification courses that you can do. One of my favorites are the one-pagers. There are many, many one-pagers that go into some of the specific tools. Remember, this was just an overview of the Magic School AI, just enough to kind of get your feet wet, kind of see what's going on with Magic School AI. I can tell you that here at the Media and Technology, we are going to start working on some very specific series and start diving a little bit deeper into Magic School and all the stuff that it can do. One of the very first ones that we're going to be doing is how to write effective prompts and how to use the lesson planning with Magic School AI. So be on the lookout for those. We're going to be doing them as Google Meets for some live interaction, but we will also make some more videos and post them for y'all to see if you can't make the meetings. So Think about, what are your favorite resources? What are some things that you're excited to try? What are some things you're excited to get your colleagues to kind of jump in there and help you with? Magic AI is a great time saving tool for everyone. So remember, you are the magic. You are there for the students. You are there to make sure that they are getting what they need. So a huge thank you for all you do. If you need any more resources, including the certification courses, maybe you're interested in the Pioneer program, they also have a Facebook group. And of course, lots of YouTube tutorials are out there. If you just go on their resource page, you will find quite a bit out there. So jump into Magic School, see what it can do for you. Everyone, have a good day.